arrangement for the we can say that the basic difference between government and governance is government refers to the machinery and institutional arrangement for the exercise of sovereign power for serving the internal and external interests of the community. Once again, I am repeating what is government. How we can understand the term government. Government refers to the machinery and institutional arrangement for the exercise of sovereign power for serving the internal and external interests of the community. Now, when we elaborate these sentences, here government refers to the machinery of and institutional arrangement. Now they are using two terms, machinery and institutional arrangements. The machinery is the officials who work for the government. It is the machinery which continuously works on, and the institutional arrangements are the offices or the departments which come together. So when both of them come together and exercise their power for serving the internal external interests of the community, means to provide basic necessary facilities to the citizens, the people, it might be the elected representatives and the government officials. So government is it is a combination or the collective effort of the elected representatives and the government officials when they come together and to address the problems and to take care of the citizens, that can be termed as government. Now, what is governance? That is, governance means the process as well as the result of making authoritative decisions for the benefit of the society. So, when the public representatives and the government officials, when they both of them come together and take up the collective responsibility of ensuring or giving, providing basic, we can say the basic necessary facilities to the common man, is government. Now, how can they provide these? Through authoritative decision making, that is power. So when they are being given power, then they can exercise their power and take proper decisions for the welfare of the society. That is only governance. So this is a basic difference between government and governance. Government is the machinery. It refers to the machinery and the institutional arrangement when they exercise the sovereign power to we can say in serving the internal and external interests of the community, that is the government. And governance is when this machinery exercise their authoritative power, authoritative decision making for the welfare of the common man, that is governance. So this is a basic difference between government and governance. Now when we try to explain, or when we got a clarity that what is government and governance, then we can understand what is urban governance in a very easy manner. So when we are talking about this urban governance, so in the yesterday's class, I discussed about the rural governance and urban governance. That is, rural governance means the where the agricultural characteristics are not being found, and in urban sector, it is in the rural sector, agricultural characteristics are found, and in the urban sector, non-agricultural characteristics, that is industrialization, all these comes up. So that is a basic difference between rural and urban. Now, when we define what is urban governance, the definition of urban governance is the definition of urban governance. We are taking the definition which is given by the World Bank. We are taking the definition given by the World Bank. So the World Bank defines governance as the manner of, we can say, the manner in which power is exercised, the manner in which the power is exercised in the management of a country's economic and social resources for development. That is, when we can say that now this can be, we can say that this can be of urban governance or only simply governance as well. So once again, I am repeating the definition given by World Bank for governance. Governance can be defined as the manner in which power is exercised in the management of a country's economic, social resources for development. That is, when the government takes decisions for the development of the country, it might be in the social aspect or in the economical aspect. Means when the government takes decision, that is the authoritative decisions for the development of the country, that can be termed as governance. So governance plays a very important role, and it is in one way we can say that without governance there will be no proper development, because we, as I told you, governance is taking authoritative decisions, taking control of the system in providing all the facilities or all the decisions which are needed for the system to run. That can be termed as we can the governance. Now, when we talk about this governance and all of this, we can also now later on, now the governance term has this we can say way back. Now, after governance, we have moved to the stage of good governance. That is, now what is good governance? Now we have talked about governance. Governance is nothing but the result of making authoritative decisions for the benefit of the society that the government takes. That is simply governance. Now, what is good governance? Now, as we are in the system where there is a scope for transformations, transitions, and also more scope for new methods to be introduced. So, in the administration also, the government cannot every time say that we are having power, so we will take the decisions, because as the we can say, as the country is developing and everything has gone into a global form or in the globalized sector, so there are some shifts, we can say paradigm shifts, which are taking place and have gone from one set of sector to the another sector. So now the system, the decision making has moved from governance to good governance. Now, what do we understand by good governance? This good governance is nothing but where the government taking the people into consideration. That is, the government, when it is that where for a decision making, when the government is involving the citizens, and when both the citizens and the government come together in the decision making, that we can say as good governance. Now, to explain or we to throw more light on this good governance, we have 8 important characteristics. These 8 important characteristics are very important one, which explain what is good governance. Now we can use the term characteristics, we can use the term attributes, or we can also use the term elements. So now there are 8 important attributes or elements or characteristics of good governance. Now, I'll just name all the 8 of them, then I will try to explain each one of them. So now these 8 important characteristics of good governance are rule of law, accountability, equity, participation, responsiveness, effective and efficiency, and the last one is consensus orientation. Consensus orientation. Once again, I am repeating the 8 characteristics. The first one is rule of law, second, accountability, third, equity, fourth, transparency, five, participation, six, responsiveness, seven, effectiveness and efficiency, and eight is consensus orientation. Now, we will discuss each one of them in a few points. So, now what do you understand by the term rule of law? Rule of law is the first and most important characteristic when we try to explain what is good governance. In that, the rule of law, what does it mean? It means that equal protection of rights. That is, in the country, the most important thing is rule of law should be implemented. That is, or we can say the government should practice rule of law. Rule of law means equal protection of human rights. Means all the common citizens, the citizens have to be they have to be protected by the government and their rights. So now we all know that the basic rights are they can settle down at wherever they want to, or fundamental rights, that a right to speech, right to settle down, right to livelihood. These are all the freedom of expressions. All these are the basic rights. So every citizen has a right. So it is a responsibility of the government to make sure that every citizen is safeguarded by his or her rights. That is, nobody should, no person has that or should, he cannot go or beyond, or they cannot say that anybody that they shouldn't practice that rights. So everybody's rights have to be protected by the government. That is a protection, that is rule of law. The first and foremost, we can say, characteristic of good governance. Then the second one is accountability. Accountability, the other name or the meaning of accountability means answerable. That is, whatever decisions the government takes, then they are answerable to the common man. That is, whatever, because we all know that the government, we are in a democratic system of government where we elect our own representatives. So these, the government, when it takes a decision, it has to explain why that government has come up with that decision. So that is only accountability. Accountability, the meaning of accountability is answerability. Now, how will the government answer? Will they come out and shout? No. Where do they do this? Where do they answer the questions or the queries or the doubts which are being raised by the common man? That is, in the parliament or in the state assembly. So, as we have elected our representatives in the legislature and as well as in the parliament, that is, the role is played by the opposition. The opposition members are the voice of the people, or the other elected representatives as well, who wish to question the government, every member of parliament or every member of the legislative assembly can be termed as a voice of the people or voice of the public. Hence, they are the government. When it takes any decision, they are answerable to the public or to the questions which are being raised by our public representatives. Either it might be in the parliament or either it might be the assembly. So each, or now we can say this accountability. Now presently we are experiencing RTI, right to information also. That is, it is a weapon in the hands of the citizens, we can say, where when a citizen feels that he has to, the government has to answer him, or it is, then he can, or any institution or any machinery or any government department has to, if he raises any doubt, then it is the responsibility of them to answer their queries. So we can say accountability is good governance, means bringing the government and the citizens onto one platform, and bring it to make, or to have a scope for better development. Then the third one is equity. Equity means equality, or the equal opportunities for everybody. There should not be any disparities based on the caste, religion, or gender, or any of the other systems. So equal opportunities have to be given to everybody, whoever is eligible. Whoever is eligible, everybody should be given equal opportunities. That is the third and important characteristic of good governance. Then the fourth one is transparency. Transparency means, the meaning of transparency is see through. Means there should be a see-through mechanism. Means what all decisions or what all acts the government does, it should be see-through. Means it should be transparent enough. What all decisions they take, what all actions they do, what all rules they pass, all everything should be crystal clear to the public. Means the public should understand how the government is functioning. That is termed as transparency. Means public accounts should be verifiable. Means if the government is spending some money or some funds in any of the projects, or in the public domain, then the government is responsible for its actions and should explain all the money. So what all has been spent, that is transparency. Transparency means see-through mechanism. Then we have the next one, participation. Now, what is participation? Involvement of people in decision making. Involvement of people in decision making, that is participatory. Now we are also having participatory democracy, participation, where the we can say the NGOs or the community based organizations, all of them, we can say the colony associations or any of them, they all are, we can say these are all the stakeholders in the government, because they have a very important role to play. So this participation is bringing everybody onto one platform and giving opportunity to come out with their opinion, and coming out with the suggestions and be part of the decision making process. So participation, with this participation, there will be no scope for hypocrisy, or there will be no scope for autocracy, or there will be no scope for dictatorship. Because as we are in a democracy, as I told you, we the people elect our own representatives. Means we the people are governing ourselves. We are taking our own decisions. So participation of the people, participation of the people in the decision making, which helps the government as well as the citizens, because it will be a collective effort, collective decision making. Then we have the next one, responsiveness, means reasonable time frame. That is, the government has to act in the stipulated time frame, because it cannot take years together to come out with the decision, or years to take to complete any of the things or the decisions. So the government should act in a time frame or in a time zone manner, whereby it will be, otherwise they are responsive, means they should give a reasoning why they didn't do, why didn't they perform well. So this will help the citizens also to be aware of the working of the government. And we can say it's a vice versa process, because the government also will be on the toes to complete the things. Why? Because there might be a threat of the public questioning the government, which might create some hindrances in the working of the government as well. So this is a, we can say, a vice versa process, that is a responsive means, that is reasonable things and working in the time zone manner. Then we have the next one, effectiveness and efficiency. Now, what is effectiveness and what is efficiency? Effectiveness is in how much shorter period of time the government is working, and how in a how planned manner, in a more efficient manner it is working. That is means the result should be in a quick and in a time bound manner. With a mutual understanding, with cooperation, coordination, everything should go on. Then only better efficiency and effectiveness can be seen, because the government is answerable to the public, and as well as the public also has the weapon of questioning the government. So with this, what happens is there will be a more scope for good governance, because the government will be working on the toes, and also the people also will be having a watch on the working of the government, whereby both of them will have the understanding that if there is any delay also, the people will understand, yes, for these reasons the government might not have come up with this decisions. So this can be give a scope for more of efficiency and effectiveness. Then the last one is consensus orientation. Now, what do you understand by the term consensus orientation? That is, different interests of the people of the society. That is, as we all know, what do we mean by the term consensus? Consensus means everybody coming on to one decision, and everybody acknowledging only one decision, that is coming to consensus. So now the government also, in good governance, the we have different sections of people, different communities, different religions, different castes, and different all types of people in the society. So the government should make sure that everybody are satisfied, and everybody are being put on one platform and are being addressed. So with this, what happens is there will be more scope for better governance, because where everybody will be addressed, and everybody will come to know that what is happening in the system or in the working of the government. So we can say that this will give a better understanding, a better coordination, and a better relation. That is, there will be more scope for better relation between the government and the we can say the system or the citizens. So we can say that this plays a very, very important role, and which will bring the government and the citizens together to provide better governance. Now, these are all the, we can say, characteristics of good governance. But there might be some challenges as well for the good governance to go on. So, what are the important things, or what are the important challenges of this good governance? That is, the most important thing is corruption. Now, corruption, the working of the officials, the we can say there is the miscommunication between the government and the officials. There will be there might, if there is a miscoordination between the the hierarchy, that is the officials placed in the hierarchy, and the officials who are in the topmost, and there, if there is no understanding between the topmost hierarchical officials and the ground level officials, then there will be no better aspects. And moreover, the I can say that the most important challenge which the government is facing in to provide better governance or to go on with good governance is corruption. Because some officials might be corrupted, so they might not provide rightful information at the right time, and which might lead to some disturbances in the working of the system, and it might not come up with the time bound manner. All these might be hindrances, we can say. Now this is from the officials side or from the government side. But when we talk about on the other side, that is the public also, we come across that some people we come across, they say that if I pay or if I want to get my things done in a very easy manner or in a very shorter period of time, I should bribe the officials, or I should get some recommendations being done from the topmost hierarchy, whereby I can get the things done in the shorter period of time. Means these are all the, we can say, hindrances or the disturbances which create problems or in the process of good governance, we can say. Now, when we talk about these, the next, the after challenges, now what are the important things to where achieving of good governance can be done? That is, to achieve good governance, the government should take strict actions on the officials, and as well as try to be clear enough with the public. That is, what all decisions are being taken, everything should be transparent and should be put on the public domain, whereby each and every citizen can have a glance or can be aware of how the working of the government is going on. With these are the some things which can be addressed. Now, from the public side as well, the common man also should not give scope for bribery. That is, to to make up his things or to make up their work, from the middle only, if they go and want to complete the things, then this will create some disturbances in the working of the system as well. So the most important challenge of good governance is the, we can say, corruption. Corruption, as we know, that it is like a termite eating away everything slowly. And the administrative machinery, the working of the government, everything, the public officials, the politicians, everybody is we can say mostly we are now presently, or we can say we are seeing the corruption as a big threat to the administration. So this is all about the topic, the governance. And in this urban governance, now we will talk about urban governance, what actually urban governance is. Now, when we talk about urban governance, urban definition of urban governance is urban governance as it explains the exercise of political, economic, and administrative authority in the management of cities' affairs. That is, in a city, what the authority is being taken, the authoritative, the administrative authority is being exercised through political, economical stand. That is, when we are living in a society, in the city, now we come across the municipalities or the municipal corporations take decisions about the public, that is in favor of the public, because it is the highest authority for the city. So the what all decisions which are being taken, it is the responsibility of the municipalities or the municipal corporations. So it is the city's affair. Now, this urban government is also termed as municipal government. So, the urban government can also be called as municipal government. Why? Because the city government is the municipalities. As in the yesterday's class, I have explained you about municipalities, municipal corporations, and nagar panchayats or the nagar palikas. So these are the three important local bodies of the urban governance, we can say. Now, to address this urban governance, to address the problems of the people in the urban areas. Now, the people who reside in the urban areas are termed as urbanites. And what is the important, we can say, challenge of urban governance or the drivers of urban, more of urbanization? It is migration. Migration is moving from the one area to another area in search of livelihood. So mostly we are seeing migration, moving from the rural areas to the urban areas in search of livelihoods, that is, and increasing the urbanization or the urban areas, that is, we can say as urban governance. Now, maintaining all of them, managing them, providing them all the necessary facilities, all can be come under urban governance. Now, what are the important reforms which have to be taken under urban governance? That is, the reform, we can say, what are the new important policy makings, what all has to be problems which have to be addressed based on the population increase or the rise in the population, all this. So what are the major reforms we can say? That are the first one we can say is property tax reforms. Because we know that when a person is residing in a city, he has to pay the property tax. That is, if he has an own house, he has to pay the property tax. So now this tax is in turn being utilized by the municipality for us, the citizens of that city only. So this is a circle which goes on, means the rotation of this resources for the development. These economical resources are in turn being utilized in the form of provision of basic facilities to the citizens of that particular area. So this can be one of the major reforms, that is the property tax, means where the municipalities have to go for better reforms, that is better taxations or any rebates or discounts, or we can say whereby many more and more people come forward and pay their taxes. That will be, because if the government, if the municipality gives imposes more taxes, then people will not pay the taxes. So, and they will come out with n number of reasons to, whereby creating problem for the municipality to deliver their we can say deliver their basic welfare programs. So it is one of the major thing that they have to be, it has to be addressed. Second is e-governance. E-governance means electronic governance. And electronic governance can be also termed as governance, or we can say government at your doorstep. The slogan of the e-governance is government at the doorstep. Means now, we all know, as we are in the age of technology, where every common man, every citizen is using technology, smartphones, everything. This is all eager. Means if a person wants to pay taxes, or if the common man wants to pay water tax or electricity bill or anything, they are paying through the online payments, and they are getting, or if they need any information about the working of the government, they the common man need not go to the particular department for the information, just sitting at their own space and own place, and they can just open the websites of the government departments, and it is, we can say that the government is just a click away, where if you click and open the websites, then the sites of the government departments, everything will be furnished there. So the common man need not go to that particular department and waste his time and money, whereby he is sitting at one place only. He can know what all decisions the government is taking, and what all we can say, he can address these problems. That is, payment of bills, or getting anything, any rightful information, or getting what all awareness the common man needs. So, e-governance is a major reform of the urban governance. Then the third one is public-private partnership. Now, what do you understand by the term public-private partnership? That is, the public-private, what do we understand by the term public? Public means government. Private is the people, or we can say, who are profit-oriented. So, the people who are profit-oriented, and now the public, the government is not profit oriented, it is welfare oriented. So when the institution of welfare oriented coming together with a profit oriented organization, that is, when both of them come together in a partnership to deliver goods to the common man, that we can term it as public private partnership. Now, how this public-private partnership work? The public-private partnership goes on like the whereby the we can say, now I can take the best example of the metro rail, where now the metro rail is being constructed by the L&T company, that is a private company. Now where is the government here? Government has provided them the we can say the road or the property which is needed. Means if you see, there are some many pillars on the roads where the transportation. Now, this is, the government has come out with this partnership for providing better transportation facilities to the common man. That is the welfare orientation. So the government cannot provide all the necessary facilities because the government might not have so much of financial resources. So it gives out, it comes in collaboration with the private agencies which have better financial relations, or better financial resources, and they build or they construct these infrastructure for the government, and take the some amount from the government. So in turn, both of them come together to deliver a better transport system for the welfare of the people. That is a example of public-private partnership. So these are, we can say that there are n number of points or n number of examples we can take for better reforms which have been taken up in the good governance or in the urban governance, that is in the working of the municipalities or in the municipal areas. Then we will move on to the next point, next unit, that is the urban local bodies. Urban local bodies, ULBs, they are termed as. Now, before talking about ULBs or the urban local bodies, we have to understand the hierarchy of the government of India. Now, the government of India, we all know that we are in a federal system. Federal system means we are in a three-tier system. That is, center, state, and at the local level. So this is a hierarchy of the government of India, where on the top it is the union government, followed by the state government, and the state government followed by the local government. In the local government, there are two governments, and the local government is divided into two sets, that is the rural government and the urban government. Rural government is the Panchayati Raj institutions, Gram Sabhas, Gram Panchayats, all these come under Mandal Parishads, all these come under the rural government. Urban government is the Nagar Palikas, the municipalities, municipal corporations. Means these are the names of the urban places, urban governance, and the we can the Gram Panchayats, Gram Sabhas, or the Mandal Parishad, Zilla Parishad. These are the rural local bodies, we can say. Now, when we talk about the hierarchy and of how the hierarchy in the government of India works, later we have to understand how the evolution of this local bodies I'm not has started. Local governments, how this has started. We can take way back from the Kautilya period only, we can see decentralization and local governments. But when we talk about the pre-independence time, that is in the the British period, the evolution, we can say it is the local governments where more of came into focus in the period of local govern in the British origin or in the British period only. So how can we trace this? It can be traced to Mayo's resolution in the 1870. Is the Mayo's resolution in the 1870, and he has introduced decentralization. That is, this decentralization means distribution of power, because as we all know, the Britishers came to India to rule India. So they were very few and they couldn't control the people of India. So they have distributed the power. Decentralized means they have distributed the power to the local governments. That is, they have distributed the power to go over to have control on each and every area of the country. So for their benefit only, this decentralization has been done. But in turn, this has given more scope for development, more scope for better developmental aspects. Hence, we presently also are continuing or we are following the local government's concept. Later on, after Mayo's resolution in 1870, it was Lord Ripon resolution of self-government, which he has come up with in the year 1882. Now, the resolution of Ripon only till date we are following. Hence, Lord Ripon is termed as the father of local self-governments. He is termed as father of local self-government. And he has introduced this concept of local self-governing. What do we understand by the term local self-government? Means governing ourselves, taking care of ourselves. That is local self-government. So this we can say that this has given more scope for developmental aspects. Now, when we talk about the evolution, then we have to talk about the constitutional status. In the yesterday's class, I discussed about the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. Under this act, we have discussed about the establishment or the of this concept, this urban local bodies, that is the formation of the municipalities. And the formation of municipalities has been done in the year 1992, and it has started to be implemented in the year 1993. Now, under this 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, the articles which are being provided, the articles which are being provided for the establishment of the municipalities, that is three types of municipalities, is the under Article 243Q. So, the under Article 243Q of the Constitution explains us the formation or the providing of three important municipalities, namely Nagar Panchayats, municipalities, and municipal corporations. Now, municipal corporations are the now. How does this three are being divided? Now, how are these three divided? Based on the most important criteria to divide these three we can say the municipal bodies is based on the density of population. Based on the density of population only. So, the Nagar Panchayats, it might be above 50,000. If the area, now the Nagar Panchayat is a transitional area where we have the population above 50,000, that can be a Nagar Panchayat, municipality above 3 lakhs, and the municipal corporation is about 10 lakhs. Now, other than these three important urban local bodies, there are other local bodies as well. What are they? I'll give you the names of the other local bodies as well. They are notified area committees, town area committees, cantonment boards, special purpose agencies, and townships and port trust. These are also the urban local bodies which are being formed. And these are the most important three are Nagarpalikas, the municipalities, and the municipal corporations. Apart from these three, the other are port trust, the townships, cantonment boards, notified agencies, special agencies, and the town area committees. These are also being termed as urban local bodies. Now, when we talk about all these, now how the elections are conducted, what is the composition, and how they are been working. So, when we talk about all of them, we can say that the they have, as I told you, that the State Election Commission comes out with the notification, and elections are held for these municipalities and municipal corporations. There will be a reservation system, that is there will be equal opportunities will be given to the, or we can say, based on their population, the reservation of means a representation will be given for the backward classes, SC, STs, and women. So we can say that that is the reservations which are being given, means reserved categories based on the representation of the population. Now, in this municipal councils, we have the mayor and the commissioner. Now, the mayor is the public representative who is being elected by the public of that urban area. And commissioner is the administrative head to that urban area. Now, for example, we will take the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation. In the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, we have mayor and as well as commissioner. Now, the commissioner is the Administrative head means an IAS officer will be appointed as an head of that urban area or that municipal corporation, and he is being appointed by the government of the state. That is, the state government appoints the commissioner of that municipal area, whereas a mayor is elected by the people of that urban area. So, we see the mayor as a public representative and a public head, and the commissioner is the administrative head. Now, both of them work for the welfare of the citizens of that particular municipal area or the urban area. And all the decisions will be taken on behalf of the public by them only. Now, the tenure of office of the this municipal council, that is the mayor or the deputy mayors and the ward members, will be of 5 years. After 5 years, next elections will be held again. That is the tenure. Now, what are the important functions of the we can say the mayor? The mayor functions are, or we can say, what are the important functions of the mayor is, the mayor is elected from the from the council only, through directly or indirectly. And the most important function of the mayor is to convey the meetings, to conduct the meetings, to monitor the welfare programs in that area, to take care of the citizens. As he is the public representative, he should be available for the citizens. So, and he should address the problems of the citizens. All this has to be done by the mayor. And what are the important functions of these urban local bodies? That is, what are the functions of these municipalities or municipal councils? That is, the important functions are provision of better roads, better street lights, or cleaning of roads. Or we see on the roads, we see lights, all the urban forestry, that is plantations, gardens, or we can say parks, grounds, maintenance of public toilets, all these taking care of the infrastructure. All these can be the functions can be discussed, and the functions of these urban local bodies. So we can say that these are the important functions which have to be performed by the urban local bodies. So this is all about the unit 5, urban local bodies. Next, we will talk about the 6th unit, that is the administrative organization and staffing. Now, till now, we have discussed about how the urban governance works, what are the urban local bodies. Now, we have to understand the organizational structure, means who works under whom and which are the departments which take care of this urban areas. Because as we all know, the government, every department will have its own functions, will have its own ministries and the administrative setup as well. Now, each department has a political head and has an administrative head. Now, the political head of that particular department is the minister. The minister is considered as the political head of that department, and the administrative head is the secretary of that department. So, these are the two important persons who take care of that particular department and who have the duty and responsibility of taking care of that department, and in the formation, in the policy making, and also in the decision making. So the urban governance, The urban governance also comes under at the central level. We can say at the central level, the administrative organization, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs takes care of all the municipalities, municipal corporations, and the Nagar Palika, that is, all the urban local bodies come under the state, that is every state's urban local bodies are being taken care of by this Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Next, we have the whereby the policy making at the central level, the policy making about these urban areas, or coming out with rules and regulations, provision of funds, allocation of funds, or better infrastructure. All this is being done by the Ministry of Urban Affairs, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So we can say that at the central level, we all know that at the central level, that each and every department has to take care of each and every state and the union territories. So it is a very vast department, and which has to be addressed, and it has to be taken care of. So to address the administrative structure, the other departments, the urban departments which are being at the state levels, help the department at the central level to give out good administration in the policy making, or in the provision of all the welfare measures, or in the provision of all the welfare structures. Now, that is at the central level. Now, at the state level, it is the Department of Municipality, Municipal Administration and Urban Development. So, it is at the state level, we have Ministry of Municipal Administration and Urban Development. Now, when we go onto the roads, we see urban development or municipal administration and urban forestry, or Hyderabad Metropolitan Department, all these, the Hyderabad Water Department, water supply, or the sanitation, all these come under the municipal administration and urban development. And the most important one in this urban development, municipal administration and urban development, is the town planning. That is, this town planning helps the city to have better roads and better infrastructures. That is, they plan the city, that where the road should be there, where water bodies should be there, or where everything all the infrastructure should be provided. So with this, what happens is it will give out a good administrative setup. Now, when we talk about these at the state level, now we are talking about the local bodies, that is at the whereby at the districts levels, or we see towns, or in the small towns we see the district planning committees. Now the district planning committees are the with the help of the district collector, as we all know, the district collector is the administrative head of that district. So, along with the district planning committee, this committee plans the welfare measures, or the development of the city or the towns in the local areas. So, this we can say that which will help the administration to work smoothly from the ground level to the topmost level. So this can be termed as an decentralization, or local, and with the decentralization, with the distribution of power, there will be more efficiency and more effectiveness can be seen in the system, whereby giving more scope for good governance. Because at the ground level only, when people are being given the scope for participation, then automatically there will be an understanding